Here you're going to go File, Place, and you're going to find some pockets to trace. Any of these will do. And make sure to place these under the demo or pocket stitch path. In this case, I put it in my stitch path here. Lock it, and now we're going to make the stitches. And you're going to want to do these individually because we want to change the direction of our stitch as we go. I'll show you why in a minute. Grab the pen tool, go up to Demo, New Layer, I'm going to go right, hit Enter. I'm going to just choose this pocket here, 1 point, 1 point. I'm good. So I'm going to lock it, select Demo, and repeat. Double click, undo left. Lock it, Demo, new sublayer. Bottom, I'm going to split in 2 directions, left and right. Now that you've traced out the template, you can unlock or turn off the eye. Maybe just keep it locked. And now you have your pattern here. And the reason that we keep each one of these separate is, watch, we're going to apply that stitch. If I select this stroke here, of course I have to unlock them. I'm going to come over to the brush stroke that I made, Zamo Zigzag, click it, and it doesn't look like anything really happens at first. But watch, if I double click that, and now I can change the scale of it. You can see why if I made something really big, I'd have to make it really tiny as well. I'm going to change the spacing, so now I get a whole bunch of them. And if the spacing and the scale are similar, you get something that looks pretty realistic. I'm going to try 6. That looks pretty good, but I think, in fact, it's too big. Go with 4 here, and you just have to play around with that, and that looks pretty legitimate. I think that should be a decent looking zigzag stitch. Maybe I'll do 3 here. Now, watch what happens if I come down here and do the same thing, and we're going to apply this to the stroke. Click this one here, and we'll apply that. You see how that direction changes. If this were its own path, that wouldn't happen. Everything would be facing the same direction, and we don't want that. One thing you'll also notice is if you rotation relative to path, if I want to rotate this, you see that all of the stitches will rotate together, and that could be both good and bad depending on what you're after. If you need to, you might have to go ahead and make a different stroke for something going a different direction. Now if we change this to page, you'll see everything will just be relative to the page, and that looks kind of weird too, so we want it to be relative to the path. I'll leave this at 0. Make sure its coloration is at tenths. So then you just apply this to all the rest of your design. Okay, so I have my stitching done, but one thing you'll notice is that this pocket, it goes upside down, and if I rotate it, it rotates everything, and I don't want that. I don't want the whole design to rotate. So what you'll notice is that on the bottom right side, I'm going to have to create a new layer, and I'm going to have to draw it going the opposite direction because the stitch is relative to the path. That means that I have to draw a new path. So if I select this, grab my pen tool, this time I'm going to draw my path going this way. Select it and apply the stroke. You'll see that since I drew it the opposite direction, it looks okay. And that's why you want to draw these as individual strokes. And now that looks a little bit more legit, doesn't it?